Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Aficionado is a lover of, a fan of, an ardent follower of. So I think it's one of the English words I learned in the days I was learning spelling. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can see the lessons we've learned. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so today we want to take this forward a little bit more and basically talk very practically what we want to do, how we want to progress. I think it's been an exciting time. I think today let's get the car on the road. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and then we'll take it on from there. Um, we'll take it from where we stopped yesterday and we'll take it forward from there. So without much ado, let's get to it.
Pastor
Okay.
Deolu,
Yes,
Pastor Deolu, please allow me to say just one thing before you move on.
please go
Because if
ahead.
I type it, somebody might not see. So if you are in the room and you missed out on the announcement that Tunde made earlier about people that want to join the group that Pastor Deolu talked about yesterday, you might need to check the WhatsApp page again and do the needful, because the train is set and we should be moving any moment, after this meeting. So you need to if you are interested, you need to check the group and do the needful. Thank you, Pastor Deolu.
Thank you. So if you are here today and you have joined the community, the investment community or group, please give me yes in the comments segment. If you haven't, type wait for me. If you haven't and you want to, type wait for me. If you have already joined, give me yes in the comment section. Okay, so just so that people who need to join you, you can know them as well, and you can get them on board as well. And those who are in, you can see that they are in, just so that you know that some people are in already and some people are joining us. So you can use the comments. Let's use the comments to make this happen very, very quickly. I'm going to wait for you to do that very, very quickly. I'm not seeing anything in the comment segment. Do we have access to our comment segment? I want to see yes for those who have joined and wait for those who have not. I'm not seeing anything in the comment section. Are we alone here? Are you here? If you're already in the group for the community that we're forming, the group we're forming, click yes. If you're not there yet and you're still joining them, click wait, type wait. Not click, type yes or wait. Just so that we know who is in and who is not yet. Okay, so while we're doing that, what we want to do now is what we want to do now is basically reflect on what we have done already. We want to just quickly do a quick reflection. I'm having people trying to call me. I need to let them know I'm in a meeting. Right, so I'm not seeing our comments. Is it because we cannot comment? What's the challenge? Can you hear me? I'm not sure I'm being heard.
Yes, sir, we
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you, sir.
And there are comments there. People commented, sir.
Sorry. I'm looking at the old part of the comments. I was just wondering that the comments were not changing. Okay, sorry. I'm just seeing everything now. It's my bad. Okay, great. Thank you so much. I was looking at the upper part of the comments and I was seeing only the comments that were yesterday. Okay, excellent. So I can see a few people have already joined. I can see yes, 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 yes. Wait for me, yes, wait for me, yes, wait for me, wait. Good. Awesome. So let's get cracking on this. So essentially, yesterday we said take personal inventory. So everybody who is here today should know where they stand. So I'm going to ask for a few investment options, and you'll tell me the ones that you're currently involved in. And then we say we should look for pathways for multiplication. What 3 paths of multiplication do you sense God is highlighting for your situation? We're going to look at the options that are available, and then we're going to progress from here. So what I want to do now is our faith, our feet, and our finances, right? It means we believe that God wants to enlarge us. We believe that God wants to prosper us. We believe that God wants us to achieve phenomenal things and multiply, be fruitful and multiply with our finances. But we don't just stop with believing, we take action, because we know that faith without work is dead. Okay? Genuine faith expresses itself through corresponding action. It means we must be willing to take risks. We must be willing to do things that will allow our finances to grow. Multiplication requires motion. Nothing multiplies in storage. Seeds must be planted, talents must be invested, and resources must be deployed to generate returns. We cannot wait for perfect seasons. Okay, we need to start with clarity, and then God will provide us with resources as we take the bold step of faith. So if you are here today and you are ready to take that bold step of faith, we're going to look at a few things together. We analyzed yesterday, and we said you can either be doing business or have a side hustle. And we said you can also participate in an investment group, use digital tools, have mentorship networks, basically have people that are guiding you. If you do this well, you can achieve phenomenal things. And we also shared yesterday that how to start is to identify what you have. Okay? Identify what you have, partner with others, and sell. Don't just pray. Actively exchange the value you have for the value you need. Okay? You already have what you need to start. The question isn't whether you have enough or but whether you are willing to use what is in your hand to start. Okay? So I said we have a few things here that we will utilize. So I'm going to ask a few questions from here. Please come with me on this journey. So let's do this very quickly. If you have savings, that you have interest yielding savings, either fixed deposits or some form of long-term savings or the other, or you are using one of these apps and you are saving there already, and you are enjoying at least 15% on your savings per annum, at least 15%, please, in that comment box, give me yes and the percentage you are earning per annum from fixed deposits. So we're analyzing the first one. First one here is fixed deposits or savings with fintech apps. If you are doing this already and you have investments that is fetching you more than 15%, I like to have your comments. Just write the number. Write the number, the interest you're earning on your fixed deposit or your fixed deposit. Write that number in the comment box and send. So if you're earning 15%, put 15%. Good. I have 16 and 22. Thank you very much, Paula. I'm suspecting that Paula is Ifeolu. I'm not sure. Anybody else? You're earning up to 15% per annum. Please put it there in the window. If you are not, we're analyzing. We have 9 things we're analyzing. Okay, awesome. We have 9 things we're analyzing. I want to see how you are doing already. Someone's giving me a WhatsApp. Deolu Victor is giving me a WhatsApp page. What's this WhatsApp about? Is this something I need to join? Is this something I need to join? I'm not sure. Anybody else? So I take it that. Okay. Yeah, you need to send me my WhatsApp. Okay, for people that want to join here, okay, you can join here. I can join from here. I'm using my laptop. Okay, so I think for fixed deposits and fintech savings, we have only one person out of 19 people who is doing that. That's Paula. So Paula, please call yourself. You already have 1/9. Okay, everybody else currently has 0/9. We're continuing. We're going to add it together. So it only counts for you if you're any more than 15%. Right? So we have fixed deposits. We have one person any more than 15%. Number 2, we have government securities bonds and treasury bills, right? Bonds and treasury bills. In fact, sorry, I need to separate this. This should score you 2. So there are bonds and there are treasury bills. Well, I think we can group it together. You can choose either or. That's fine. We'll take it 1 point. You are involved in government securities, bonds, or treasury bills, or treasury bills. If you are already involved in any of these 2, please put in that comment box either B or T. Write B or T. And if you are not doing any of them, put down N so that everybody is involved. If you have it, write B or T. If you don't have bonds or treasury bills, put there N. N means none. N means no. N means I'm not doing. Okay, good. So we're over 2 now. We have one person that has 1/2. We have a number of N, 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 N. I'll tell you why this is very important to do. But don't blame yourself too much as well. One of the conversations I was hoping to have today is to know when you need to begin to invest, right? When to begin to invest. Some of us need to first of all earn enough. Make sure you've earned enough to give yourself peace of mind, and then you can invest. Okay, good. So government bonds and treasury bills are not doing. So fixed deposits I have. So I've scored 1/1 there. Bonds I have. So I'm scoring 2/2 currently. Right? I'm scoring 2/2 currently. So let's look at this together and see if it's something you at least pass. Right? I think you need to pass in this. Let's see if something you can pass. Number 3 is mutual funds. Mutual funds. Mutual funds are also accessible through banks. Some banks give you access to mutual funds. Mutual funds are things you can also invest in. They are basically like a group of funds. So you have, for example, S&P 500. We have somebody has collected a number of investments of some stocks together, and you buy into that investment group. Mutual funds typically do good percentage. You have foreign ones, you have local ones, you have mutual funds. Is anybody here doing mutual funds? If you are doing mutual funds, please type M. If you are not doing mutual funds, type 0. You're doing mutual funds, type M, right? If you're not doing 0. Okay, good. So I have a few people doing mutual funds. That's very good. So it means you have a group of funds that you have put your money in and they are yielding regularly. So M for I have, 0 for I don't. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Beautiful. I like the way this is going. Okay. Number 4, if you don't have local bonds, I doubt if you have foreign bonds. Foreign bonds, and let me tell you this about bonds, right? Because what's the difference really? So bonds they are government-backed deposits that you make that give you access to a fixed return annually on your investments. Now, I had the option of doing treasury versus bond, and I'll tell you the difference. So treasury bills at the time was doing about 20%. It means this year, if you invested early this year, you will get a 20% flat on your money. You can even get it ahead, right? Those are treasury bills. The problem with treasury bills is once the interest rates gets cut, before this administration, bond treasury bills were giving less than 10% because of the financial direction the country was going. Treasury bills were yielding less than 10%. Were using low numbers. This government restructured things a bit, and treasury bills were taking up to 20%. It meant if you put 10 million in, you will earn 2 million naira in the year. Now, this is money that, what this really means is, rather than putting my money in a business where I have risks, people who have a lot of money will put their money in treasury bills because they know that the interest is good and the risk is 0. The risk is the risk of Nigeria collapsing. So if Nigeria doesn't collapse, that's still a good investment. So that's treasury bills. Bonds, however, so treasury bills will change over time, will change over the next 3 years, depending on the government's direction and where they peg the interest rates. So even if you invest in treasury bills this year and it changes next year, you will earn next year's rate next year. Bonds, however, allow you to lock in your money in an investment, sometimes for 5 years, sometimes for 10 years, sometimes for 15 years. Sometimes you can lock it for as much as 30 years. What this means is if you lock it in the time where the market was bullish and the interest rates were high, it means that once you lock it in that time, even if things change, the value at which you bought your bond, the interest rate at which you bought your bond is the interest rate you will continue to earn. Other people who want to participate in the same bond will now need to pay a premium versus what you paid. So let's say, for example, they paid 100 naira per unit to get the 20% that they had. By the time the interest rates are supposed to have dropped on treasury bills, you will still be getting your own 20%. But anybody who wants to get on board now can no longer buy it as 100 naira. Anybody who wants to get on board now will buy it as 120 naira or 110 naira, will place a premium to continue to enjoy that interest. So bonds give you locked in, and their bonds are to 2034. Their bonds are till 2050. It means you lock it in now, and your interest all the way to that time is guaranteed. You can do it in local bonds, or you can do it in foreign bonds. Okay, is it clear? What I've just shared, does it make sense to you? If it makes sense to you, say yes. If it doesn't make sense to you, say repeat again. Okay, I will ensure that you get sense out of it. Okay, awesome. Okay, good. I can see a thumbs up as well. So that's what bonds are, right? So do you have foreign bonds? If you have foreign bonds, please type F. If you don't have, please type N. You have foreign bonds, type F. You don't have, type N. Okay. So I don't have foreign bonds as well. Foreign bonds is good at a time when you know that Nigerian currency is fluctuating and you want to hedge your bets. Somehow I feel that our currency will stay stable for the next 4 years. Well, till this election cycle is over and possibly into the next, because the people that are on top of things understand what they're doing and they're building their reserves. So I don't really need to do foreign bonds, because foreign bonds will typically give you 8%, whereas the local bonds are giving 17, 18, 19%. It means if there's no fluctuation in my currency, why earn 1/3, why earn half when I can earn double the interest? So that's my excuse for not being in foreign bonds. I wanted to keep some money in foreign bonds, but I found something else that was offering me better than foreign bonds as an investment with some risk, but not major risk as well. Okay, so I hope that's clear. So if you're doing good up to this point, you should have 4/4. If you're not doing that well, you probably have scored 1 or 2/4. So that's where you are. 2/4, 1/4. That's the kind of place. So please help me in that comment box. Score yourself on where you are so far. We are on over 4. Okay, we have done fixed deposits and fintech savings. We've done government securities and bonds, treasury bills and bonds. We've done mutual funds, and we have foreign bonds. What's your score? Over 10. Okay, sorry, over 9. So over 4, 2/4. Good. 1/9 so far. Okay, good. So the next one is dollars. Some people like to store their money in foreign currency. How this works is, as you are growing your portfolio, you are saving some money to hedge against local currency devaluation by buying foreign currency. Imagine somebody who has been stacking dollars for the last 20 years. That person who has been stacking dollars for the last 20 years, by now, will have a lot of dollars that they bought at 120. We'll have dollars that they bought at 300. We'll have dollars that they bought at 400. We'll have dollars that they bought at 700. And we'll have dollars that they bought at 15. Okay, so if you have dollars, just code 1 for dollars. If you have dollars, write D. Dollars, write D. If you don't have dollars, or you don't have any money you have saved in foreign exchange, please type 0. Okay, you're getting the idea of the things you need to get your money invested in. So it's good for you to have some dollars kept somewhere. I usually like to keep my dollars in USDT, so that it's not just dollars that you put in your purse. Somebody can steal. You can have it as digital dollars that you can store. Okay, and then we have REITs, real estate investment trusts. Now, these real estate investment trusts exist on Nigeria Stock Exchange. On Nigeria Stock Exchange, you have a few companies that have REITs. You have UDPC, I think that's the name. You have Shelter Homes. You have different organizations that have their own REITs on the market. You can buy into this unitarily, and then as the interest rates go, as property value grows, your money grows as well. You can also do this informally. You can gather a few friends together, contribute money together and buy land, contribute together and buy a house, share the rent, split the rent, and enjoy having REITs. It means when the value of the real estate goes up, your money goes up as well, even though you didn't have enough to buy property at the time. So if you're doing REITs here, by now we should be scoring over 6. So if you have REITs, you can put R. If you don't have REITs, you can put 0. Now, I did some REITs informally. I got a few friends together. We bought some properties in South Africa. Been sharing rent for the last over 10 years. This really works. Okay, it's not bad at all. So we have this kind of rates. I've done rates in various places before. I've not invested in rates in the stock exchange. I've bundled together with the group of people to buy property. So rates works as well. So if you have done rates R, if you have not, 0. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Number 7 is digital assets. Digital assets means you have studied the digital assets, you've seen the cryptocurrencies, and you have some that you have bought and you are hodling. You're not selling in a hurry. You have the reserves, you're building your reserves, you are stocking up on Satoshis or stocking up on a particular token for digital assets. If you're here and you're involved with digital assets, you can write in that comment section DA, digital assets. And if you're not, you don't touch it, you don't understand it. What the professor says, don't invest in what you don't understand, and you're following it gradually, put there 0. Okay, 0. You have no digital assets, 0. You have some digital assets, you're stacking up on DA. Okay, I can see DA here, and I can see D0 somewhere. GST is not digital asset, no. GST is not digital asset. GST does not count. What counts is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, USDT, USDC, Avalanche, Doge, Radium, Solana, Jupe, Penguins. These are these accounts, okay? So digital assets means you're buying Asta, you're buying Avantis, you're buying Hype, you're buying meme coins, you're buying solid layer 1 projects, you're buying solid layer 2 projects, Arbitrum, you're doing Avalanche, you're doing Pulse Chain. These are digital assets. So score yourself. You have digital assets DA, you don't have 0. Okay. By now, under digital assets, we should have scored ourselves over 7. So what's your current score over 7? Over 7. Score yourself. Then we'll move very quickly to local stocks. Local stocks have been doing well over the last 5 years. The market is currently undergoing some correction, but there's certainly something there. Local stocks, you have stocks like Dangote Sugar, you have UBA, you have Transcorp, you have Nestle, you have all sorts of companies there. Do you have shares in any of them? Are you active with your shares? The shares you got many years ago, have you processed them? Do you have access to them digitally? These are things that need to be fixed and worked on. But over 7 today, how will you score yourself? 1 over 7, 2 over 7, 3 over 7, 4 over 7, 5 over 7, 6 over 7, or 7 over 7. Okay? Digital assets. These are 7. Local stocks brings us to 8. Global stocks. Sorry, are you doing local stocks? Are you buying local stocks? Are you trading on Nigerian stock market? Like I said, it's going bullish. People are earning phenomenal income. People are turning little to much using the stock market. It is for real. The market is going to boom and bust. There are going to be cycles around it. Check out for the trend, understand the cycles, and don't do what will put you in trouble. So stocks. And then we have foreign stocks. Some people do stocks locally, some people do internationally. Our local stocks has a lot of attraction because our stocks are penny stocks. For foreign stocks, for example, you need to really put a lot to buy 1 share. So typically for those who want to do international stocks, it's better for you to have platforms that allow you to fractional buy, right? That allows you to buy fractionally. But yes, it is a thing. Foreign stocks. Some foreign stocks are so good, right? They're so expensive today that you can't even buy one. You literally can't buy one because the value of one is so much. Okay, it's so much. And if I can give you a tip, you want to check out Bapu app. It gives you access to see the various coins that are available, both international and local. Okay, so over 9, we have our scores, and I'm going to add a number 10 to this. Last but certainly not the least, Number 10 to this will be real estate. Direct real estate, not fractional, but direct real estate as well. So the question today is, what do you score over 10? What app? The app is Bamboo. Bamboo, right? Bamboo app allows you to invest in foreign stocks and some local stocks. Bamboo. Just go to Play Store or iOS Store and type Bamboo. Thank you. So number 10 is real estate. You have investments in real estate that is yielding you interest. It's not fractional, it's fully owned. Right? That's number 10. What is your score over 10? What is your score over 10? Score yourself. Okay, I see John says 5 over 10. Oluwalogbon says 5 over 10. Paula says 2 over 10. What are you scoring? Give us your marks. Let's see what you score over 10 so that we can move with this. Okay, so we have various numbers. You want to pay attention to this. So you want to do all of this. Some of them are really, really easy. So for example, let me score myself. I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5, I have 6, I have 7. I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 9. Okay, I have foreign bonds missing. I have mutual funds missing. Okay, so I'd like to encourage you. You want to be deliberate about the options you have to invest and to invest. Okay, so I think we can see our numbers. We can see what we're working with and where we can begin to plan from. So the question is, how do we take on all of this? Step 1, open an OPay account, open a PalmPay account, open a Carbon account, open any of the fintechs that have microfinance license backing them, okay, and fix money there. Oh, well, that is a sure banker fixed deposit model you can use and gives you good interest as well. If you have not bought treasury bills, you're already probably losing on the stream of treasury bills. Check out the bonds, the government bonds, the one that are locked for 9 years or less. See where you can get some value from. Mutual funds, easy peasy. Just find NGX 100. Find a cluster group of things that people are buying. Buy into the cluster group. That's mutual funds. And then we have foreign bonds. You can choose to participate in that as well. I recommend Stanbic for you. Stanbic is what I use. Stanbic is what I was referred to. And Stanbic kind of like does the treasury bills, the securities bond, and the foreign bonds quite well. You can participate in some funds, even if you don't have the minimum requirement of $200,000. Stanbic has an opportunity to be able to accept some deals at way, way, way less amounts. Then you have dollars. I usually use USDT. You can load your dollars in your Bitcoin wallet. You can use Bitnob. You can use Binance to store the USDT. But essentially, you can begin to buy dollars gradually as well. You can use an approach called DCA, dollar cost averaging, meaning buy when it's low, buy when it's high, or buy a little per time so that you trend up with the market. Okay, then we have rates. You need to check the Nigerian Stock Exchange and look at the rates they have. That stock exchange is something that is possibly worth paying attention to. Okay, so rates. Find out where you can participate, find out what's happening, join a group, be a group lead, make it happen. And then we have digital assets. Okay, you can begin to get that immediately as well. Just need to familiarize yourself with what you need to know, and then you can start with money you can afford to lose, right? Small amount, but you can look at it very well and see how you can have a percentage of your portfolio in this category as well, a minority of your portfolio, but a portfolio nonetheless. Okay, and then we have local stocks. No reason not to be in local stocks. Okay, you can still do local stocks on Bamboo. I think there's Afro Invest, there's Meristem. You can do online local stocks as well. And then, of course, foreign bonds, foreign stocks, you can also do on Bamboo. Okay, it's available on Bamboo, foreign stocks. So now that we know our number, now we know how we're doing, the question is, how do we change it? Okay, ask yourself, what's your risk tolerance level? How much volatility can you endure? At what point do you begin to have high blood pressure? Okay, what can't you do? What can you do? And then we have time horizon. I've learned that the best way to invest is with patience. Okay, be patient. buy, do your research, make sure what you're buying makes a lot of sense, and stick it on for time. And if you know that what you're doing is short term, be clear what time it is before you start. Because one of the biggest things that distracts people away financially and makes them lose money is that they don't have a plan when it's started. So greed takes over them and they even lose account of what they're doing. So when you go in, say this is for 1 year, this is for 10 years, this is for 5 years, have a clear cut strategy. Okay, know the capital you need in your time horizon, have knowledge and capacity, or get someone that has knowledge and capacity to work with. Your liquidity important. How easily can you exit? Very, very important to know. And then what are the regulatory and macro environments in the space? Ladies and gentlemen, the work is cut out for you if you want to invest. These are very key questions you need to keep in mind to ask before you take the plunge. One of the greatest destroyers of resources is impatience. Please note that. Take it as my gift to you. Impatience is very, very, very catastrophic in its impact. Be patient. Impatience overnight reaches desire leads to poor decisions. Lack of understanding, invest in what you understand, so that's not gambling, right? It's stewardship. Always educate yourself before committing resources. And then the great master's face says, using faith to justify reckless financial decisions dishonors God and destroys families. Okay, people can wear that mask and say, "Look, I don't want to be," but no, you need to understand. Okay, that wealth gain silly will dwindle, whoever gathers little by little will increase it. God's way of multiplication involves patience, wisdom, and gradual growth, not desperate schemes or reckless speculation. Okay, so understand that you don't want to be hasty, you want to play the long game, right? That's the way you want to do it, play the long game. So, of course, we spoke yesterday that money is for missions as well, it's for building communities. The real why behind money is what we want to use it to do. And if your why is strong enough, your how will show up. So let's strengthen our whys so that how will show up. And we saw how the disciples shared their food, shared their meals, how they participated together, how they liquidated to ensure that there was no poverty amongst them, how they empowered, gave one another, creating financial equality, eliminating poverty in their community, and how the gospel multiplied because the people who are publishing it were empowered as well. Multiplication enables mobilization. When God's people prosper financially, the kingdom advances even more effectively. Okay, so understand the investment strategy, be community minded. I also want to share with you the blueprint that we saw with Joseph. Joseph was a prophet, a planner, and a producer. He was able to see the future through God's revelation. He was able to develop a comprehensive savings and investment system, a plan to take care of it during this drought that was coming, this year of scarcity and lack that was coming. And then he became a producer. He completed a plan and saved nations from famine. Joseph's story demonstrates that God can give you economic blueprints for a generation. A 7-year savings plan and during abundance prepare for 7 years of scarcity. This wasn't just personal finance, it was national economic strategy inspired by divine wisdom. Okay? So ask God for insight. I want to invest, I want to put resources, give me insight into what you have blessed, into what will grow, so that I can be a part of what you're doing. Okay, very important. So we're going to look at 7 investment areas together. We're looking at 10. We want to see the 7 ones get involved too, so we can begin to track ourselves across the sectors and see how we're doing. We're going to reduce for this annually. We won't spell out the details, right? Or monthly. We can access our cash flow, our returns, and our portfolio performance. And we're going for 25%. Okay, we want steady, sustainable growth rather than explosive, but unstable return. So we want to be able to focus on achieving 5%, okay, and keeping it going. Because with 5%, based on the rule of 72, in 3 years, your money should double. Okay, so how do we track? List all investments and their performance, monitor cash flows in and out of each investment, calculate returns and adjust strategy accordingly, set quarterly goals, and review progress regularly. Can we do this? Are we interested in doing this? Any comments? Is this something that we want to do? Identify your investment areas, do your monthly reviews, target growth at 25%, everywhere you are. Any comments? Okay, I hear yes, sir. Okay, good. Okay, we also see here that it is God. Okay, well, for it's awesome. I like this verse of scripture, and you may not have seen it that way before. It says, God gives seed to the sower and bread to the eater. It says, God is able to make all grace abound towards you, so that after you have sufficient, you can abound in every good work. The purpose of every abundance is so that you can abound in good work. God is blessing you so that you can be a channel to bless others. You can't hoard what God is blessing you with. Okay? So God gives seed to the sower and bread to the eater. We are called to more. We multiply what we have been given. We fund God's work. This is how we do. And I want us to begin something over the course of the next 30 days that will reinforce this for us. And I think this is talking to the people in the group. So I'm going to, let's see if good. I'm going to take you back to that investment page. And we're going to task ourselves on how we can at least get 7/10 in this. How can we get 7/10 in this as quickly as possible? Even if you're not doing it individually, we need to do it as a collective. So I'm going to share just a few quick thoughts, and then I'll open us for question and answers, so that I can get going with questions on this. So I'll speak to the group and say you want to be represented in as many places as possible. So personally, I can share with you on this board here, I have 7/9, and I have 7/9 because there are some that I found authorities to playing in, right, in other spaces. Beyond this, I'm involved in business. So I'm involved in manufacturing, I'm involved in consulting, I'm involved in agriculture, I'm involved in travel, I'm involved in a variety of businesses, yes? And in this, my involvement is the biggest investment I will make, because that's where the biggest returns will come from, what you are handling and driving directly yourself, right? But outside of doing business, you need to now make sure that you are doing business and your business is thriving. You also want to begin to create other asset classes. If you are an employee and your employee job is paying you well, begin to put something aside to for your retirement. Begin to have a plan for your financial freedom. So what does this entail? It means I need to utilize as many as possible. Get one of these apps, have a fixed deposit, get it going. Don't waste time. Okay? Government treasury bills or bonds, treasury bills rates are being cut down gradually. So I'll say lock into bonds. Okay, it will serve you just right. Mutual funds. Okay, mutual funds is also one of the categories, right? One of the key things that people need to man and be responsible for. Can you participate in mutual funds today? Yes, you can. You can find places where there are mutual funds and buy into them. Okay, foreign bonds exist, dollars exist, rates exist, digital assets exist. All of these things are available. You need to plug into them. So as a group, the group that were formed together, please, these are vehicles you need to participate in. You can do it based on your risk, appetite, and profile, but get involved in this, okay? In foreign bonds, in dollars, in rates, in digital assets, in local stocks. You can begin to take position. For the local stock, I think still more correction on the way. I think the market will begin to rally big time once we're rounding up electoral section, the election segment, and it's clear direction that things are going, right? Because our market is prospering people. Our market can gain as much as 10% daily, right? So there's a lot of value in the Nigerian stock market if they want to take position before the whole world realizes it as well. But don't be in a hurry. By the season, we're in a down round, the reasons will come up, as marriages will come up, and many things will come up in the coming months as well. So which of these are you going to do? Talk within your group. Do as much of all of it as you can. So I think with these few words of mine, I've brought us to a place where we recognize that it is biblically correct for us to desire to be able to support nations based on our finances. Our objective is to multiply to serve. Use money as a tool for kingdom assignment and advancement, to basically multiply people by serving them, or multiply people to serve. Financial multiplication isn't only about personal wealth, it's about expanding your capacity to serve God's purposes and bless others. So support missions, build communities, rescue lives. These are things we want to do. Okay? God is able to bless abundantly so that we can abound in every good work. We need to ask ourselves, what is good work? And begin to abound in it. So we've shared all of this. I'd like to, at this junction, pause, stop sharing, and answer questions. Okay? It's been a really, really stretchy day for me. So I'm a bit exhausted, but I won't take out some time to answer questions. And I will be joining the investment group and providing support for 30 days. So for 30 days, you have me in your group. I will share thoughts. I will help provide guidance. I will help direct things. We will do that. But for today, let's ask questions. How do I get into this? How do I get into that? I think one of the very low-hanging fruits that has had tremendous value over the years is the digital assets market. Today, Binance is sitting at about $1,000. Imagine the people that bought it at $1. Imagine the people that bought it at 4 cents. It launched out of the gate at 4 cents. Those people have done 25,000x now in value based on that one small encounter, right? So for me, these are all things you should pay attention to. All segments you learn about, and all segments you should definitely be interested and involved in. This is how I'm going to multiply, right? This is how I'm going to multiply. And if I have a system that holds each other accountable and is transparent enough to see how things are going, it may not be a bad idea, right? It may not be a bad idea to already be able to, train people, give people access to be able to access those things. So there's a lot happening within digital asset space. There's a lot happening with the shares, local share space. There's very good value, better than rent. There's happening as fixed deposits, and as mutual funds and other investments. So I like us to, basically just go for it. So I like to ask me questions about practicality, what to do next, how to do it, how does this work. I'm available to support and answer those questions. I feel that as soon as I feel that we have gotten to a point where you can take it on, I will set the motion. I'll be able to take it on, and we'll keep a transparent shape. Let people know what's possible. Don't put what you're not willing to lose in. So put in a small amount. It's not about showing your value and your bigness, right? Just do a little. Just do a little to get the conversation going. Just do what you can afford to miss, 5,000, maybe more, and put it there regularly so that as a community, we can build something phenomenal together. Where does money markets fall in the list of investment opportunities? I've heard so much about lower risk, ROO at the moment, ROI. I think when they say money markets, essentially they're talking about stock markets. They're talking about treasury bills, sorry. Money markets is treasury bills, bonds, local and international. It's taking position with money, right? That's what money markets is. The money the market where money is sold. So you have fixed deposits, you have treasury functions, you have all of those things constitute money market. Treasury bills, bonds, foreign bonds, they constitute the money market. Stock market is where you are trading stocks. Money market is where you are trading money. Okay, you're buying into the interest, you're buying into what period. It's just interesting. Okay, so I hope that clarifies it. For the treasury bills, I think they're cutting it from 20% gradually because the government is now saturated with money, right? And they need to pace it out, planning well, so that people don't go to sleep. So yeah, that's the money market. You can get good yields on it now. The yields will drop as the economy stabilizes. The direction of money will now go to the manufacturers, so they can also participate in it as well and earn from it. But right now, it's the money players that have the floor, right? And they can shift at any time as well. Any other questions? Please, I hand over to the moderator to moderate the questions from this point. Any questions? Please, I'm here to answer them. I'm here to provide guidance at this point. So if you want to start anything, you want to ask about the group, please ask me. I'll give you guidance and thoughts on how you can get things going well. But know that what you're about to build together will shock you. It will shock all of you, right? At the possibility of what can happen. But when you are making the donation, please make the donation understanding that this can go either way as well. And it's a privilege to be able to, to make it happen.
Thank you very much, sir. We're grateful. So much value we've been getting since we started yesterday. Thank you very much. So let's have questions. If you have any question, this is the right time to ask. You can put in the chat box if you have question, and if you want to, okay, you can raise your hand too. I can see Dr. Adedoyin raising his hand. So doctor, please, you can unmute to ask your question.
Thank you so much, sir. Pastor Deolu, as usual, we keep learning things. There are some things I know the knowledge has been deepened, and there are some I'm just knowing, and it's a very good deepening of the knowledge. But what I observed as an amateur, I'm not an expert in the economics of economy, is that the climate around our economy in Nigeria before and after this regime has changed significantly. And I believe investment strategy too is expected to have changed. So from your perspective, sir, your experience, maybe you said it implicitly, but I will just crave your indulgence that will be a little more explicit. Though you've mentioned about the investment group you're going to talk about it more. But also for some of us that, okay, we want to go to the referral, we also want to do something else. Based on those 9 things and the current state of Nigeria economy, if you can rank them from your experience, if it's rankable, in order of if you want to really invest, depending on how much we have. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Adevisayo, thank you so much. So I'm not sure how easy it is to rank. I can rank them. I can show you I can show you the ones that are very volatile and the ones that are not so volatile. Okay. So give me a second. Let me do that. Let me show you. Let me bring you live again. Let's do this. Okay, so if you look at this, for example, with fixed deposits, you can get between 16 and 18%. This is a sure bet, and 18% is not bad. So let's look at 18% again with the rule of 72. If you put something in fixed deposits and is able to yield 18% every year, your money will double in 4 years. That's not bad. With government bonds and treasury bills, any money you have that you want to keep away from you for the next 10 years or 15 years, and you want it to be paying you on a reg, you can put in treasury bills. So I tell you, for example, your treasury bills, let's say, for example, today you have 100 million or you have 50 million. Your 50 million can build a house, a small house somewhere. You buy land. Your 50 million can build a house in Dubai, land and house. How much will you rent it out for? Right? How much will you rent the house out for? Let's say, for example, in Dubai, you can afford to rent your house out for the likes of, let's say, 2 million, right? So it means the house you paid 50 million to build, you can rent out for 2 million per annum. Let's say we have not seen the type before. You are able to rent out for 5 million. That's a good deal, isn't it? Now, if I'm sure that things will stay stable because the government of the day is on top of their numbers and they're trying to keep things stable, I can take that same 50 million and put it in bonds. And no matter what happens for the next 10 years, I do a 10-year bond. For the next 10 years, on my 50 million, let's imagine that the interest is about 18%. 18% of 50 million is 9 million. I will earn 9 million every year for the next 10 years. Okay? I will earn 9 million every year for the next 10 years. Whatever happens in the market. What that means is the 9 million is more than the rent I will have earned if I used it to buy a house, right? So it's outperforming my real estate. The only thing I've not factored here is the capital appreciation that can happen to my real estate, right? But this one is giving me more interest. I can literally put the 50 million naira in fixed deposit and using the interest I get from it to pay my rent. That's the nature of how the financial system is. So that's one part as well. Mutual funds can also do about 20%. It's not guaranteed, but mutual funds are like that. Foreign bonds will do about between 6 to 9%, sometimes 10, very rarely 10, right? It's also available via Nigerian banks. Standard Chartered, I know, can do that. I know a number of banks also do it as well. So find one that has a good platform and utilize it. So mutual funds, foreign bonds, you find them there. Dollars, you can use Bitnop and do dollar cost averaging. But just ensure right, I can just ensure that you are buying regularly, maybe monthly, just take some money, buy dollars. It would be good for you to use the dollars to buy Bitcoin as well. So dollars, you end there on depreciation, but if it's temporary, you do the dollars and use it to stack digital currency. You have merged dollars and digital currency. For rates on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, there are about 3 rates you can pay attention to. There's the shelter fund, there's the UDPC housing rates project. There's another rate project I think is, I'm not sure if it's UACN, but there are various projects that you can invest in. They're not even as bullish as some stockists on the stock market. So you want to look at what you're trying to create. If you're putting money behind real assets, so it's good that way. So I'll say use dollars to do digital assets, dollar cost average. Digital assets is where the biggest volatility is. Digital assets, $100 today can become $100,000 down the line, just because the particular token has grown very volatile and it did well. It's what we're experiencing with BNB. BNB was once 4 cents. It's now $1,000. That's 25,000x. This is a really digital space. If you want to pay attention, don't put all your money there. Invest what you are willing to lose, right? So digital assets. You can, in fact, in the group, I'll be guiding you to take position on some digital assets that I feel may have traction in the years to come. Local stocks are good as well. With local stocks, you can do, I know people that have done it, they've done 300, 400% over the last 5 years. COVID took down the market. Some people participated in this time and they are smiling to the bank now. I have a friend and landlord in Abuja who told me that, what he has been able to use to build his houses that he has built is the stock market. Stock market had a very bad crash in 2008 that burned the fingers of many middle-level people to consider it again. But for those who haven't lost hope, I assure you, something phenomenal is happening in that stock market. Okay? And then, of course, you can buy foreign stocks. And typically, this is for the long haul. Foreign stocks, because sometimes I sit down in front of the TV and I listen to interviews and somebody says, Tesla, if they fulfill their whatever in 2020, they're going to be crazy. So I go online and I buy one Tesla. I got to listen to somebody that said, Roblox are phenomenal. Young people are hooked on Roblox. And guess what? Even as they're clocking 13, 14, 15, they still have a need to want to be on Roblox. They've really engineered this well to draw them in, and I hear Roblox, so I buy Roblox. I hear Netflix is doing well, I buy Netflix. Just buying a little there. Why? Because I know these are foreign stocks. I can participate there as well. So essentially, right, I'll rank digital assets as the most volatile, and little win can give you phenomenal results. But the truth also is you can lose your money as well. But there are other ones that can slow and steady grow to win the race. I hope with these few words of mine, I've been able to explain and not confuse you about the investment options available.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Very, very well explained. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, more questions. Do we have more questions? Let the questions start coming in. Okay, sir, I have a question. It's really been on my mind about investing in Naira, like all this fintech If you invest there, it's in naira. So what happens when naira drops in value? And it's been consistent for a while now. There's been that devaluation of naira. So for me, it's been a bit of a concern that sometimes I will just be like, any investment I want to do, I want it to just be in dollars. I don't want to invest in naira. So what advice do you have for me, sir?
So my advice is hedge your investments. Do some in naira, do some in dollars. Right? That's one. Number two, it's been volatile because we were floating it and the indices were not normal. We were giving different rates to different windows. The demand was higher than the supply for the currency. We had more import than exports. Our trade balance was a deficit. The things that made our currency, depreciate in value were caused by demand and supply, were caused by real things. So what I will say is, I believe firmly that the government of the day understands the dynamics, is why we've been able to maintain it constant for over a year now. I will say have a little faith in Nigeria, invest in Naira. And if you think that your children are growing old enough to begin to consider schooling abroad, then what you want to save for their school fees, you can hedge that one in dollars. But from all indications, for as long as this government is in the power or in force, they will do their best to keep the rates stable. It will probably fluctuate as high as 1.6, but it won't go far less than the range where it is 1.5, 1.5, 1.490 and all that. So what I will say is have a little faith in Nigeria. Your business is in Naira. Your raw materials are in Naira. You're doing transactions in Naira. Keep doing transactions in Naira. Save in Naira. Hedge it a bit. Let your foreign stocks make like 20% of your portfolio, right? Have it in stock or have a faith in Nigeria. Imagine that Nigeria is able to maintain it constantly for 3 years. It means the interest rates we're earning 20%, which is unheard of anywhere else in the world, will actually make you make double or triple what they are making everywhere else in the world. So have a little faith in Nigeria. Yes, it has come down before. It wasn't this government that was there. It's not accountants that are presidents. It's not people, the economists that are running the systems. This time around, we have this kind of people there. They will try and keep it steady, whatever it takes. And now that we're a net exporter of crude and we're working on our exports and working on those things, it is very likely that the demand will never meet the supply. The supply will not meet demand again, and the prices may begin to drop. So what does that mean? It means it's not a bad idea to keep Naira. I hope that's clear. So keep Naira, but hedge it, yeah.
Thank you very much.
$2 for the children's school fees in 10 years' time.
Okay, sir.
5 years' time, yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Okay. I thought I saw Pastor Fumi's hand raised before. Do we have more people that want to ask questions? You can drop in the chat box and you can also raise your hands. So okay, Pastor Fumi, you can speak, ma. I can see your hand raised.
Okay, thank you so much, Pastor Deolu. I want to find out how easy is it to invest in digital assets. I know you already mentioned that it's volatile and we should just do what we know we have the capacity to lose.
Are you done? I'm not hearing anymore.
You're going to give us that for like 30 minutes. I'm just thinking, how easy is it to know what to invest in? Because pardon me, the jargon about it is so much, you know.
Hello?
I think it's our network. The network is fluctuating.
Let me know.
I think I heard you though.
Okay.
So I will say that if you want to invest in digital assets, it's very simple, right? Are you with me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you, sir.
Good. So what I will say is go to your Play Store. Go to your Play Store immediately, or your iOS store, and look for Phantom. Look for Phantom. When you get Phantom, download it. When you download it, sign up. This can be done in 1 minute. So have a Phantom wallet. Once you have a Phantom wallet, it will tell you to use your email or to use your get a secret key. That secret key, write it down somewhere where you will not lose it. Because people's money gain a lot when they lose their passwords. The problem is that they won't be able to access the money. It's just be growing. So what you want to do is download Phantom. Download Phantom. Very simple. Download Phantom. Sign up on it. You will have a wallet in the next 1 minute. Easy peasy. When you have that wallet, the question now becomes, how do I buy? Very simple. You start with USD. So you can start with USDC or USDT. On Phantom, you will find 3 chains. You will find the Solana chain, you will find the Bitcoin chain, you will find the Ethereum chain, and the other chains, right? You can start with the Solana chain and the Ethereum chain. So you buy USDT strictly into your Solana chain, or you buy USDT or USDT strictly into your Ethereum chain. Once you buy this one, you can now begin to swap. You can swap the USD for the ones that you need. Okay? I can give you USD, you can pay me Naira, I'll give you USD, right? Or you can go to Bitnob and pay Naira and they'll give you USDT. You transfer the USDT that you have. On Bitnob is on, they use Tron. It's a Tron USDT is what they have access to, so you can transfer to another exchange. But if you want to have a decentralized wallet, Phantom is a good one to start with. Play around with it, right? And when you run into issues and you say, I want to buy Solana, I want to buy $20 worth of Solana, I wanted to say shawarma. You want to buy $20 worth of Solana, you just need to buy $20, go there and swap it, right? And as you swap it, it's done. So if you try, it's not shawarma, it's Solana. Solana, you can buy Solana, you can buy a lot of tokens on the Solana chain. Okay, so the idea is download the wallet first. Once you have the wallet, now how do you put money in the wallet? And then how do you begin to buy things you need in the wallet?
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Yes, sir. So do we have more questions?
Yes, I have another question, please.
Okay, ma. Please go ahead, ma.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you, ma. Please go ahead, ma.
Okay, all right. So Pastor Deolu, I also want to find out,
For local stocks, is there a way now to buy without using a broker? You know, when they are doing the IPO, everybody gets to know, and then people can key in and buy. But beyond the IPO, if you want to buy subsequently, is it possible now without brokers?
Yes.
And then, sorry, let me add this to, you said something about how active are we with our local stocks? That are you able to access it? Do you have the digital something? You know, you mentioned all of that when we were doing the review this evening. So, can you give counsel or advice on how to stay active? Because yes, I know quite a number of us, well, I can say for myself, I have, and I really don't do anything with the, I shall know they are there.
you know, you get from time to time, we get emails from maybe like the companies you bought from GTs, they will send you email and say, this is how your stock is doing. But beyond that, I don't do anything with the stock. So when you were saying how active are you, I'm thinking, okay, how do we need to be active? Thank you.
Okay. So let me answer that quickly. I'll say the first thing you want to do is go decide the stock broking firm you want to use. And then move all your shares. Let them have the details of your name and do a search for all the shares you have everywhere you have shares. let them locate all the shares that are in your name. So you pay them maybe 10,000 naira. They do a thorough search. The ones you don't remember you have anymore, they will find everything. Relocate it to that broker and instruct the broker to move your stock and give you access to a CSCS account. You can tell your stock and say, look, I want a CSCS account. You probably pay another 5,000 naira. They'll push you to a CSCS account. On the CSCS account, if they've collected all your stocks, you should be able to have access to all your stocks on your CSCS account, and you can monitor it online. Now, many stockbroking firms are still very manual. The very smart ones already have a digital application, an app, where people can use to access what they're doing, use to access, they can see, have displays, make purchases, make requests, and all of those things that can happen that we do on foreign trades or foreign trading platforms, you can do with them as well. They're not so sophisticated, but at least you have I think it's Afri Invest, you have the Meristem, you have Bamboo. So on Bamboo, I can make an order today and it will be bought by tomorrow. On Bamboo, I can sell it today and they will sell it in 2 or 3 days. I'll sell it immediately and then I'll get my money in time. So essentially, yes, you work with a broking firm, but you can work from home. You can do it online. They are getting sophisticated as well. Or you can, if you have a manual one, you can have a contact. There can be an account manager that manages you that you can call and tell them what you want to buy and what you want to sell. They'll ask you for an email detailing what you want to buy, what you want to sell, and they can help you execute it. So what you want to do to make your stuff active is get them all together and get them to say yes. Okay, very, very important. I hope that explains. So I have a stockbroking firm that I currently use, but I have a stockbroking firm that I'm also involved with, but they've not started operations yet. So I will say use the one I'm using. You can use the one I'm using for starters. The one I use is called Best Worth. I use Best Worth currently, so I can encourage you to use Best Worth. And when the one that I'm very involved in launches in another 2 weeks, I can tell you the name as well, so that you can switch camp into the one that I have that I'm supporting. I'm actually recruiting for them and supporting them, so I'm helping them to grow it as well. So essentially, you can kick off with Best Worth. Just they will give you an account officer. They will ask for details. You pay a fee. They will help you locate all your shares everywhere they are, and then you do an instruction to move it to them to manage, and then they'll get your SSS store. And you can begin to view your portfolio, right? And not wait for emails to know how you're doing. So I'll give you the number. I'll share the contact person. I'll get the contact person from them and share his details in that group once I'm in it. Idowu says, or the Olawiyo says, how do I identify shitcoins? How do I identify shitcoins? And sorry, I didn't see the shitcoins and solid projects. So here's what I'll say. If you want to get invested in the stock market, in the digital space today, there are coins that are blue chips. They are blue chip coins. Blue chip means that they are rock solid. They are worth investing in over the next 10 years. They have functionality. They've been in the market for the past 5 years plus. They are in the top 20 of the market cap. 8 years are being done with them. They are solid. The examples are Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Ava, Arbitrum, XRP, Litecoin, Dogecoin. If you go to CoinMarketCap, you'll see that if you look at the top 20 coins, they are bankable, right? So what I would say is a lot of shit coins. If you're a gambler, you can gamble with a few shit coins. If you're not a gambler and you really want to just buy, hold, and have value over time, buy the blue chips. Now the bad part is the blue chips will not do 100x. They won't do 50x. They may not even do 10x. But they will do 24% year on year. They will do 30% year on year. Your money can double in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years if you do some of these ones. Now, I have a few interesting projects that I think will explode. So before I came for this meeting, I was listening to the founder of Binance, who was talking about a particular project he just started. The project has already done 20x, by the way, right? So it was about 10 cents just a while back, but it's currently sitting at about $2. But this coin has significant upside. It can get to $100 in the next 3, 4, 5 years. So if you have money you're not using, and you will not miss something that you will not be sad if you multiply by 50, you can just put something there. So the name of the token is called Asta. And there are a few tokens in this category that are still coming on board as well. So essentially, research is the key. Research is the key to be able to get access to some of these things. Research is the way you are able to know the things you want to get involved in and how they're going to work. So my recommendation is do your research well. Do your research well.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Do we have more questions before we call it today? Okay, I'm seeing Dr. Ali doing his hand again.
Yes,
You
sir.
can
I have
unmute, sir.
just asked 2 or 3 questions. The first one is, I remember sometimes when you came, the first or second time, you were talking about risk taking and you gave some very then unpleasant looking example, which you later told us how you were able to get yourself out of it, and today is just history. And my question is, while that has helped me personally to that's like a testimony or that experience, I personally to be able to stick my leg out to take more risk these days than before. But my issue is, while we know that investment is a risk, and you're giving us a lot of tips on how to ensure we don't lose our money. How do you monitor your money to ensure that when should I change strategy? When should I pull money or put money and change strategy? That, well, it might not be 100% foolproof, but at least you can look at it. Because I hear some people saying, well, I've never lost money before. I rarely lose money because I know how to move and everything. Yes, I hear that, but still, I want to get a first-hand experience from you about that. Then the second one is I want to talk about this pension fund. I have a pension fund because I've been working. But what I noticed on that pension fund is that close to 40% of my total fund comes from the ROI that, they have fund one, fund two. I'm now wondering how come they were able to get such a significant return on my money they use for investment. The rate, because I look at it, I said, this is how much I have, because they will separate the two. And this how much they put there as per how much they've gotten for my investment. And this is close to like 50%, like 40-45% of my total pension fund. They say, okay, this fund, one fund. I don't even bother to look at it since everything is, I think, for me, fine. The reason I'm asking is, from your experience, and probably you be an insider, what kind of business do you think they are doing? Because if it's open, if it's something we can also look into, because those rates for me look so phenomenal. Then lastly is all these banks, fintechs, and all these financial houses like Leadway and the rest, they have and this access management stuff and everything in conjunction to what you have told us we should do with those community groups. How useful are those things in investments, sir? Hope it's clear, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so I'm not able to, I don't know, maybe you remind me as I begin to answer them. So the first one that I remember I heard very well is, how do I change strategy if things are not going well?
Yes, sir, that's it. Yeah, that's the first one.
Yes. And so what I'm learning to do these days is I'm learning that the best investors, like I shared with you, are people who are dead. So it means that if my investment is going to really do well, it needs to be devoid of emotions. and it needs to be long-term. So before I make my investment decision, I need to ask myself, am I willing to put this money here and forget it for the next 10 years? If the answer is yes, then go for it. If the answer is no, don't go for it. One of the things that made Warren Buffett the biggest investor in the world till date is because his investment philosophy involved some of the money that they invested were the money that people paid for insurance. So people tied their debt to an investment. They made an insurance payment. And when you're dealing with insurance people's money, you know there's money that's supposed to take care of an eventuality that will happen long term. It means whatever you're putting their money in needs to be sure, needs to be something that will deliver, needs to be something that will last, because you can't begin to give excuses when people die. So with that kind of mindset, he made choices that were long term, so that even when everybody was panicking during the crashes, he didn't have to panic. He could buy more because he knew he was playing for the long term. So what I'm doing these days is whatever I'm putting money into, whether it's going up or it's going down, it can wait. If I want to do short term, put my money here, let it grow for a while, and let me remove it, I need to make the decision about what I will do to the money before I invest it. My strategy must say, when this gets to 100%, I'll take it out. When it gets to 50%, I'll take it out. Anything that begins to ask me to wait a little longer is greed in action, and I'm trying to learn to resist it. Number two, which investments are pensions doing that is giving them so high returns?
Yes, the pension funds, sir.
Yes. So I'm not sure that maybe the numbers, I don't know if you are reading it correctly. If it's doing 40% per annum, or he has done 40% cumulative compounded over time. You know,
Yeah, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Let me clarify that. I think it's over time, but the rate of the increase is I feel, I don't know, but it's over time. Let me say cumulatively, sir.
Good. So if it's cumulatively, remember the rule of 72. The rule of 72 says if an investment is giving you 18%, then your money should double in 4 years. If it's giving 24%, your money should double in 3 years. So if you imagine that you have been aggregating this money for the last 10 years, and let's imagine they've been able to return 18%, which is, if they mix their portfolio, stock market, real estate, treasury bills, government bonds, they mix those things together, it means that the first, let's say you had 3 million there 3 years ago, that 3 million should be 6 million now. If you add it to the 3 million you have contributed in the last 3 years, it will look like a good percentage, like 40% of your portfolio is ROI, an ROI of ROI, because that ROI is also fetching ROI. So I'll say it's a good deal. It's just that typically we're not patient enough. We're not as patient as the pension fund, because pension fund knows that it's at your retirement that you need this money. So they can do long-term deals with it, like double your money in 3 years, double your money in 4 years. I think if you're in Africa, the latest your money should double is every 4 years. I don't know if there's any other question. Those are the two I heard very well.
Doctor, is there any other question?
No, the last one is the apps for those all these fintechs and banks. All these asset management organizations. How useful are they?
They are not bad. They are not bad, but they are going to give you. They will disclose their interest rates or their range, their past performance. They need to disclose that to you. You just look at the interest rates and see if it's something you can create from other places, or if it's something you want to do. But anybody you are dealing with, make sure that they are the people that are going to stand the test of time. So there are people that are strong. They've been on this. They are growing in it. You can hitch your ride to the fastest wagon.
Thank you so much, sir. That's all for now, sir. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much, sir. Pastor Fumi, your hand is still raised, ma. I don't know if you still have any.
Yeah, I just raised it. So
Okay,
I
ma.
want to find out, Pastor Deolu, do you know about Bravewood?
Do you know about who?
Do you know Bravewood? That company, I think it's a fintech company too. Do you know it?
No, I don't know about Bravewood.
Bravewood, all right.
What do they do?
Well, they operate like what's that other one?
Investment savings.
Savings. Well, they allow you do savings. I know they don't allow one do foreign currencies. I think they used to do that, but they stopped it. But they allow you do just like OPay and which other one is there. They allow you save and you can fix it and you get returns on it.
There are 3 plans.
They have a couple of plans that people choose from, and you save with them, pick the plan that you want, and
For a minimum, it has to be 50K.
so maybe well, you can just help me look it up. I will follow up on you with concerning them.
Okay,
All right. Thank you.
my pleasure.
Okay, somebody is asking what is BlackRock. Okay, I think that's Brotunde. Says what is BlackRock, sir?
BlackRock.
Yes. Says
BlackRock
it's
is
not
an
a high
investment.
yielding investment.
BlackRock is an investment company that normally does ETFs, does on the foreign international stock market, but recently is one of the early adopters of buying cryptocurrency EFTs. So the investors in BlackRock, through BlackRock, now have access to cryptos as part of their portfolio. So BlackRock, of course, will be yielding good interest because they're playing in a very volatile space as well.
Brotunde, I hope you are satisfied with the response. Do you understand BlackRock now? Let's if you have, okay, thank you. If you have any other question before we call it a day, here is another opportunity. You can raise your hand, you can type in the comment section. Bro Bayo, I can see your hand. So please unmute yourself.
Good evening, Pastor Deolu. Thank you so much for the insight. Look, I just have a question I wanted to ask because it's like you didn't mention it as an investment option. I don't know whether I should also add it too. Okay, so for those that invest in businesses, and I mean like let me put a context to it, like VCs, like private equity and the likes. Those ones they look at businesses that have high potential to grow, and they invest in it. Of course, it's a risk, definitely, but they still look at those businesses and check the potential, and they invest in it, and over time, it yield them very good return. And we can also see that in people that invested in Money Points, how they invested, at early stage, and eventually they, able to make good returns at the end of the day. So I'm just asking, this is also something I can also consider too when investing, as an asset. Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Sir, you didn't get my question?
I didn't get your question.
Okay. So I was asking that for people that invest in businesses, I mean, like high growth businesses, like startups and the likes, I'm just asking that is this also part of an investment portfolio to also look at? And I was giving an instance of people that invested in Money Point at early stage. Eventually they were able to, make good returns eventually, even though it's high risk. But I'm just asking that this is supposed to be a part of an investment option to also consider when investing in, in assets. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's yeah. Thank you. Very good question. It's an option, and it's an option that you get involved in by joining the community of a VC. So typically, startups are not going to be asking you as an individual to come and invest in them. They will go to angel investors. They will go to venture capital that are registered to do that. Some of these groups also have an option they create for people to invest through them. So, for example, you have a few of these guys who they give everyday people opportunities to invest $1,000, $5,000, but they don't choose, those people don't choose the one to invest in. So I have a friend, for example, who invested in Money Point, who invested in Paystack, who invested in many of these guys. And he has a fund where people generally can put money into that fund. So they own equity in the fund. And then when the fund is deployed, they cut a check of 50K, cut a check of 30K, cut a check of 100K to particular projects. You have some representation in that package, so that when they finally want to give their returns and they aggregate what they have done together, right, you'll be able to earn something, from what they have done. So that opportunity exists. You have to go through a venture capitalist who has, I think they call them, they have I'm just trying to remember the name that they call the groups that they have now and how people participate. But it's an option. They won't come to you as an individual directly. They will come to registered VCs, people that have been, that know that I just invested in Paystack, come and invest in us. Person invested in this, come and invest in us. But those VCs also now have their own groups, which you can be part of. Okay, someone is asking a question here. How can I calculate and sell part of my company shares for people who want to invest in my business? And so I think there are a few rules of thumb. People will look at your revenue, they look at the kind of numbers you are doing per annum to evaluate the size of your business, how profitable you are. So sometimes they can do profit times X, maybe times your profit value times 10, or they can look at your turnover. If you're profitable and say, okay, business is doing $1 million revenue, so it's probably worth $1 million, something like that. And then it could be rule of thumb as well. You can just basically look at your business, see what it's capable of, see the amount of money you invested in it, see how big it has grown, and use that basis to say, look, this business, so in the next 5 years, it will be like this. This is how much I'm valuing this company today. So if you bring me $10,000, you can buy 1%, you can buy 10%, that kind of thing. So some of it is rule of thumb, some of it is revenue, some of it you multiply your profit by a number, by 12, by 10, 12. But I'm sure if you do a Google search for your industry, it can tell you what the rule of thumb is for your industry. That's for the wolf, for La Wewo. I hope that's clear.
Okay, Pastor Fumima, your hand is raised.
Okay, one, I want to ask, how does one become an angel investor? That's on a lighter scale, but yeah, but I really would want to know. Then two, do we still have people that are doing Forex? That is, I'm thinking, where do we place that? People that do buying and selling, doesn't that count for investments? And three, the question Babayo asked made me remember this, that you did not list having a business. Is that not part of it? Does it not count for investments too? If I have a business, for instance, if I have a business, manufacturing business, does it not count for investment?
It's not an investment, though. It's a business. I put you there on that business. Right? I put you there on that business. I said the biggest ROI you can gain, the biggest returns you can have is your business or your side hustle. Right? So if you have a business you are doing, hello? It's like you're speaking, but we cannot hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, so business is one of the options. Business is the best option. It's the one that you're driving yourself. The skill you can enjoy there, the ROI is infinite. Right? If you're doing a business, you put your capital back, you keep on growing it. I'm sure Debbie Flo can tell us, maybe you started your business with 1 million, 10 million. How much value, how big has it become today? Business is clearly very, very importantly part of it, but business is not investment. Business is, I categorize business as business. So because you are spending your time and your energy on it, the return is not only on your investment, the return is also on your personal human capital. Okay, so Debbie Rachel says she started with 9,000. Okay, and how much is the valuation of your business today? It's not part of the 9 because it's not being categorized as an investment. It's being categorized as a business. If you want to have a conversation on business, it will be another conversation. But I already said here, you can have e-commerce online business, you can have freelancing and consulting, commerce development and culture, you can be doing retail, can be buying and selling. There's a lot that is possible in business, right? And then investments on the right, which you can join groups to assess. But if you're doing your business, it's a completely different game. It becomes an investment if someone who is doing business says you should bring money into that business, then you are investing. But your own business, of course, your money is invested, your energy is invested, your time is invested, you are invested. Yeah, so in business, your 9,000 naira can become, can become 10 billion naira in time. That's the beauty of business. Which is why I encourage everybody who is here, beyond the investments, have business. If you have a business, you may not even want to invest until your business has grown. Right?
Sorry, sir. Is that a question?
What was that? Which one?
No, when you said you might not want to invest until your business has grown.
I'm
Sir.
saying that, yeah, I'm saying that
Okay.
if you have a business you are growing, that business may be taking all your resources because the
Yeah.
yield on your business will be a lot. So
Yeah.
you are very well excused to double down your business. If I have a business and my business is growing, I put 9,000 in, it has become 1 million, it has become 10 million, it's become 200 million. I'm not likely to go and buy any other investment anywhere, right? I want to grow that thing, maximize it, scale it to the highest. When I now
Yeah.
have extra cash that's coming in, I can now begin to diversify.
Very true, sir.
So like Debbie Rich Bro now can be collecting investments.
Yeah, so if you want to invest,
I'm not serious, I'm not playing, you know.
I know, sir.
Are you ready to collect investments?
We're open.
Is this for equity or is it debt?
It depends.
So what are the options for equity? What are the options for debt? What's the valuation of the business?
Okay,
I'm,
I can talk to you privately.
I'm asking this question so that others can learn from it. So I'm asking you deliberately publicly so that people that are listening in can see how it is done.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So give me an estimate. We're not going to conclude any deal now. We'll just have a conversation. How much is it valued at today? You can use your annual turnover as valuation, or you can use your profitability times 10 as valuation.
Monthly profitability or
Annual.
annual profitability.
Annual.
Okay. Multiplied by 10.
Yes.
Okay, based on the figures from last year.
Hmm?
Okay, I can say 200 million.
Okay, so if we say that's the valuation.
Yes, sir.
So say the business is 200 million and you currently own 100%.
Yes, sir.
Good. So you say, okay, look, I want to scale this business. This business I'm doing I'm currently valued at 200 million. I'm willing to offer 10%. Right? So that 10% is in exchange for if you pay 20 million, right?
Yes, sir.
At for the money valuation, pay 20 million. I'll get you involved with 10%. I'm just giving an example.
Yes, sir.
So that's equity. Anybody gives you 20 million, they will never get their money back.
Mm.
But they know that at the end of the year, when you make profits,
10% is coming to them.
10% of the profits that you have agreed to share as dividend,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
you may not agree to share as dividend. You may say that every year when our business grows, we will put 50% of our profit back in the business
Mm.
and only do dividend on the 50%. So even though this year we have made 30 million, we'll put 15 million back in the business and we'll share dividend on 15 million. You will collect 10%, which is 1.5. I will collect 13.5, which is 90%. That's you collect 19.5, 30%. We roll the money to the business. Our business valuation is growing. So by the time we run this again for another 5 years, the business valuation becomes 1 billion.
Mm.
I still own 10%. My 20 million has become 100 million.
Yes.
Our profitability has increased. So my dividend I'm earning is more.
Mm.
The only way I get to get my money back is if in the future you decide to go and take on investors again. And rather than offer of shares, you give them an offer for sale. So you find somebody else who wants to invest in 10% of the business at 1 billion valuation, person is willing to pay 100 million, right?
Yes.
And you also want to keep some cash. So maybe you sell 5% from yours and sell 5% from mine.
Mm.
So you pocket 50 million, I pocket 50 million. I still have 5% shares in the company, right? My stake is
Yeah.
reducing. I've gotten cash. I'm earning dividend on less now. Those are the ways it plays out.
Mm.
So,
Thank you very much, sir.
as often said, Ogaji. Yes, so
God, I've really learned a lot because a
somebody
number of
best, yeah.
approach for partnership investments, and I've actually been asking questions.
Okay.
I'm sure that's one of the reasons my husband asked. So he was one that asked about how do you sell a part of the business, or how do you get investors and all of those things.
Yeah. So I'll tell you. So what I described now is equity. There's also debt.
Yeah.
So debt is how much do you need? We need 50 million. Okay, this 50 million. No, if I give it to treasury bills, they'll give me 20%. If I give it to bond, they'll give me 20%. Can you give me 24%? Can you give me 30%?
Mm.
I say, yeah, 30%, 30%. We can give 30% now. So you collect my 50 million, and at the end of the year, you're going to pay me my 50 million and 15 million.
Mm.
Whether you like, make 1 billion. It's not my business. So my business is I've given you my money as debt. You pay me my
Yeah.
capital and interest. One of my friends and proteges bossed me early this week and said, we just paid $2.5 million into our account. Oh. I said, congrats, well done. What was happening? They were raising funds. They were raising 10%. They were selling 10% of their company, and they were selling 10% in exchange for about, I think, $5 million.
Wow.
Right? And that's because based on their turnover, based on their profitability, based on whatever they are doing, they've been able to get a valuation of the business at 50 million. And it's a business that I knew when the business was valued. I knew when we valued the business at $150,000.
Hmm.
That was in 2019.
Wow.
So the people that had 1% then of a $150,000 business, which was roughly $1,500,
Yes.
they still have 1% now, or that 1% has been diluted based on other investors that came in. So they don't have 1% anymore. They now have 0.8%, but they now have 0.8% of 50 million.
Mm.
So
Which
now,
is better.
so their money is now worth $40,000.
From $1,500.
$1,500, yes. So you want to invest in the company that is showing prospects, that is growing, that has serious management, that has people that understand what they're doing, and they're growing it. Money Point, when some people invested in Money Point was $150,000 valuation. Today, Money Point is valued at over $1 billion. So anybody who had 1%, which was 1.5, even after the dilution, let's say has 0.6% of 1 billion, he now has $60,000.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a viable option as well. But in the VC world, when you invest in 20 companies, maybe one will succeed.
Very true.
But in real businesses like yours, I think people that do real businesses are not packaging it enough, or we have not gotten the target VC structure for our businesses, because you can look at your business and say, look, over the next 5 years, I will be this valuation. If I'm growing at this rate, I just need an injection of 100 million or 50 million to achieve the goals I want to achieve. So this valuation is this. If we win together. So yeah, that's how it works.
VC, venture capitalist, right?
Yes, this is venture capitalist.
And somebody was asking in the chat.
VC, venture capitalist, yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for this explanation.
My pleasure.
Getting clearer.
So you said you started with 9,000 naira.
Yes, sir.
So your 9,000 naira investment is now 200 million.
In 2015.
So in 10 years, you have multiplied your money by. So for you, for example, I will assume that the primary investment you're making is around your business, right?
Yes, sir.
Can I buy a factory? Can I buy equipment? Can I speak work? Can I? So you begin to add value to that business, so that it begins to have access you can use to collect debt from the bank. Use assets you can use to collateralize. Use assets you can use to build the value of your business, and then take investments, right? The only thing that will make you now look at other things is when you want to diversify. To say, this thing I'm doing, God forbid, let me have.
If Nigeria crashes.
Yeah. So they say don't put all your eggs in one basket.
One basket, yes, sir.
Except you are the one guarding that basket with your life. In which case, you can put all your eggs in one basket if it's your life, you're easy to guard it.
Wow. Okay. So over time, it's also important to diversify.
It's important to diversify. And when you diversify, it's up to you. I have a friend who is doing business. He's not investing in anything else. His business is doing about 4 or 5 billion a month. So it's doing in a year, business is doing about 60 billion in a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And he started it with no money. He started it by borrowing money.
Wow.
By borrowing ingredients to cook. So essentially, that kind of person, he will tell you that which investments will he put his money into that will yield him what he's getting.
That kind of returns, yes.
So if he will just take you, tell me, say, Deolu, I want to do this one. It costs me 2 billion. I will put money inside it. The 2 billion I have now, that's what I'm going to put it. And you put his 2 billion there. And you see that 2 billion, very quickly, in 6 months, his business has grown by more than 2 billion. So yeah, you can invest, double down on what you have. For as long as you believe in your product and you believe that the market exists for it.
Yes.
Double down on it.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Yes, sir. Do we have more people that have questions? We don't have any question in the chat box. And there's nobody raising hands. Can't see anybody raising their hands. Okay, so I will hand over to Pastor Shion since we don't have any other question. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate your time, all the valuable lessons. I've really learned a lot tonight. Thank you very much. The Lord bless you, sir.
Amen.
Ekpe kuwa, sir.
Amio. Thank you.
Yes, sir.